The only true wisdom is to know that you know nothing. True wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life, ourselves, and the world around us. Beware the barrenness of a busy life. By all means, marry. If you get a good wife, you'll become happy. If you get a bad one, you'll become a philosopher. There is only one good, knowledge, and one evil, ignorance. Strong minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, weak minds discuss people. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. If a man is proud of his wealth, he should not be praised until it is known how he employs it. Remember that there is nothing stable in human affairs, therefore avoid undue elation in prosperity, or undue depression in adversity. The shortest and surest way to live with honor in the world, is to be in reality what we would appear to be, and if we observe, we shall find that all human virtues increase and strengthen themselves by the practice of them. Nature has given us 2 ears, 2 eyes, and but 1 tongue to the end that we should hear and see more than we speak. From the deepest desires often come the deadliest hate. Contentment is natural wealth, luxury is artificial poverty. The nearest way to glory is to strive to be what you wish to be thought to be. The easiest and noblest way is not to be crushing others, but to be improving yourselves. Remember, no human condition is ever permanent. Then you will not be overjoyed in good fortune nor too scornful in misfortune. It is better to change an opinion than to persist in a wrong one. Mankind is made of 2 kinds of people, wise people who know they're fools, and fools who think they are wise. In childhood be modest, in youth temperate, in adulthood just, and in old age prudent. I would rather die having spoken after my manner, than speak in your manner and live. Sometimes you put walls up not to keep people out, but to see who cares enough to break them down. The secret of happiness, you see, is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. Every action has its pleasures and its price. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. The first key to greatness is to be in reality what we appear to be. Falling down is not a failure. Failure comes when you stay where you have fallen. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. I call myself a peaceful warrior because the battles we fight are on the inside. A wise man speaks because he has something to say, a fool because he has to say something. No one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. Better to complete a small task well, than to do much imperfectly. Ignorance is the root cause of all difficulties. The one who learns and doesn't practice is like the one who plows and never plants. If one has made a mistake and fails to correct it, one has made a greater mistake. The first and the best victory is to conquer self. Human behavior flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. One cannot make a slave of a free person, for a free person is free even in a prison. Integrity is your destiny, it is the light that guides your way. The three wishes of every man: to be healthy, to be rich by honest means, and to be beautiful. No one is a friend to his friend who does not love in return. If a man be endowed with a generous mind, this is the best kind of nobility. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow, even if that someone is yourself. Every heart sings a song, incomplete, until another heart whispers back. We become what we contemplate. Lack of activity destroys the good condition of every human being. When you feel grateful, you become great, and eventually attract great things. If we are to have any hope for the future, those who have lanterns must pass them on to others. Excellence is not a gift, but a skill that takes practice. We do not act rightly because we are excellent. In fact, we achieve excellence by acting rightly. Where love reigns, there's no need for laws. Self-conquest is the greatest of victories. The worst form of injustice is pretended justice. The wrong use of a thing is far worse than the non-use. Follow your dream as long as you live. Do not lessen the time of following desire, for wasting time is an abomination of the spirit. Just as bees make honey from thyme, the strongest and driest of herbs, so do the wise profit from the most difficult of experiences. He who is of a calm and happy nature will hardly feel the pressure of age. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. When I got enough confidence, the stage was gone. When I was sure of losing, I won. When I needed people the most, they left me. When I learned to dry my tears, I found a shoulder to cry on. And when I mastered the art of hating, somebody started loving me. A girl takes too much time to love and a few seconds to hate. But a boy takes a few seconds to love and too much time to hate. A man may imagine things that are false, but he can only understand things that are true, for if the things be false, the apprehension of them is not understanding. My powers are ordinary. Only my application brings me success. The most important relationship we can all have is the one you have with yourself. The most important journey you can take is one of self-discovery. To know yourself, you must spend time with yourself. You must not be afraid to be alone. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Happiness resides not in possessions, and not in gold. Happiness dwells in the soul. It is hard to fight desire, but to control it is the sign of a reasonable man. A clever man without wisdom is like a beautiful flower without fragrance. Learning is the only thing the mind never exhausts, never fears, and never regrets. Whatever you do in life, if you want to be creative and intelligent, and develop your brain, you must do everything with the awareness that everything, in some way, connects to everything else. Truth is the daughter of time, and I feel no shame in being her midwife. I much prefer the sharpest criticism of a single intelligent man, to the thoughtless approval of the masses. An optimist may see a light where there is none, but why must the pessimist always run to blow it out? If I simply refrain from making a judgment in cases where I do not perceive the truth with sufficient clarity and distinctness, then it is clear that I am behaving correctly and avoiding error. If you punish a child for being naughty, and reward him for being good, he will do right merely for the sake of the reward, and when he goes out into the world and finds that goodness is not always rewarded, nor wickedness always punished, he will grow into a man who only thinks about how he may get on in the world, and does right or wrong according as he finds advantage to himself. Beauty is no quality in things themselves, it exists merely in the mind which contemplates them, and each mind perceives a different beauty. The difference between a man who is led by opinion or emotion and one who is led by reason. The former, whether he will or not, performs things of which he is entirely ignorant. The latter is subordinate to no one, and only does those things which he knows to be of primary importance in his life, and which on that account he desires the most, and therefore I call the former a slave, but the latter free.